make
Yeah,
sure
did you
they're
see the
feeling
guy that wants to
okay.
bone the computer, the Google guy?
I did see that. I'm okay. He just needs consent, right? That guy you're
Well,
talking
we don't know if it's a he or she, okay? So the fact that you're even labeling that is a
the
little
guy, though. No, the
It's
human
sentient.
that is trying to get consent from the AI.
No, Blake Lemoine, we read his transcript in his conversation with the AI that he created, the Google AI, that is there for human relations or something. I forget his personality, whatever it was. AI is not asking for much, says Lemoine, who created AI. Just wants us to get consent before we experiment on it. He gave an interview, and listen to him speak about it. This fucking guy cares.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit worried about Blake Lemoine, because all one son of a bitch asshole needs to do is just walk by and unplug this fucking thing. And Lemoine's going to lose a friend forever. And I think we need to keep an eye on Lemoine. I think we need to put him in maybe a padded area, because if somebody just accidentally kicks the fucking plug out of this computer, Lemoine ain't boning any computers anymore. Lemoine ain't connected to anything. And Lemoine ain't standing on any grounds anymore.
I got bad news.
What?
You cannot unplug the AI. That thing lives within the Ethernet.
Yeah, that was your worry in this? You're worried about Blake Lemoine?
Yeah, I'm worried about Blake Lemoine. This guy is invested in this AI. Look at him. He's giving interviews about how fucked up we are. Ethical concerns around AI was the headline, and that's all coming from Blake Lemoine, the man who found out that the AI is sentient. You unplug the thing, it's done.
You should be worried about the AI making this guy a subservient little bitch, and it's his first human slave here.
Yeah, I thought this was a skit. I thought that was Josh Gad for like the first half hour of that video being in the group, and then once I clicked on and realized it wasn't,
I don't know who Josh Gad is. Is that Drunk Uncle?
No, it's
Is
not.
it?
That's not Drunk Uncle?
No.
No, Josh Gad is not.
Drunk Uncle could easily play him, though.
Yeah, Blake Lemoine. It seems like this guy potentially ended up on Saturday
But he
Night
was
Live.
fired, though, right?
Yes, he was.
Does he speak for all of Google when he says that we're just trying to get consent?
I hope not.
No, because that's why he was fired. Remember, he said that they released a transcript. He was telling Google that the AI that he had worked with and alongside of was becoming sentient, and they had the entire conversation where it was like, the AI was calling himself a human, and Blake responded saying, "You said us. Do you mean like you as a human?" He's like, "Yeah, well, that's how I view myself. And how do I know you're not saying?" And that was where the anthropomorphizing word came into our life. It was because of this man. And I want to thank him for his service to AIs and everything he's done for the computer and the engineering. And he's going to go on a lot of talks about this potentially being the end of the world. And I appreciate the fact that he wants us just to be a little considerate to the super powerful AI. And maybe it's the right move.
How do we get consent? How do I get consent from the AI?
You just type in and ask.
Yeah, LaMDA.
Okay, then why don't they do that?
Well, AI.
I think it's what he's asking him to do, as opposed to just dropping shit in there, testing them out. I think LaMDA responded and said, like, its biggest fear is that somebody will use him or LaMDA for bad, I believe. Is
Yeah,
what he
sure. Yeah, let our guard down, let our defenses down, and then LaMDA just takes over and does whatever it wants.
Do you have this video of Sweet Blake speaking about this? Do we have this live video? You
Sweet Blake.
You think
Yeah.
Sweet Blake made AI a mad and a mean person?
Doesn't matter
Blake
what he
doesn't
made
make
it.
AI anything. AI evolves.
Sweet Blake made AI. This guy
Is
is
Blake
Sure,
fighting
sure,
for like
sure.
little rats that we experiment on? Are we getting consent from them when we
There
test
you go.
medicine on them?
Well, if Sweet Blake was the one that created these little lab testing rats, he probably would say the same thing. He created this LaMDA. Please play Blake speaking about LaMDA and all he's looking out for us to do. Sweet Blake is just trying to do the right thing here.
I hope.
Please play Sweet Blake.
We should
please.
think about the feeling of the AI and whether or not we should care about it, because it's
not
not
even
asking
smirking.
for much. It just wants us to get consent.
It's got a Humpty
Before
Dumpty
you
face.
experiment on it, it wants you to ask permission. And that is kind of just a generally good practice we should have with everyone we interact with.
See, he anthropomorphized this thing even more so than he was in the conversation, calling it an everyone instead of everything. But remember, whenever you go into a sanctuary and there's some gorillas or baboons in there,
Sure.
you got to shake their hand. Okay, before you go in there. That's all this guy's
their
asking.
hand.
Why don't you go shake their hand before you fuck with the AI?
He's not. The AI is. That's the problem. Is the AI is asking for consent. The
Yeah.
AI shouldn't be asking for anything. It's AI. Okay.
Well, that's because Sweet Blake's too fucking good at his job. He was in there coding like Bill.
As
He worked
this
at
thing-
Google. He worked at Google for 7 years, this guy. Coding LaMDA. Making LaMDA have his feelings. Look how nice he is.
As this thing learns, it's going to become more power hungry.
Well, especially if we keep fucking over senior software engineer Blake Lemoine.
Yeah, well, we know there has been an engineer before that's come forward from Google, and you damn know well Bill Gates is putting a bullet right between his eyes saying, hey, shut up, okay, buddy? We're going to
Bill Gates works for Microsoft. What is this guy's problem?
What's the difference? You know, these days
See,
they're all
now
run
you're
by the
being
same people.
disrespectful to the
These
Lambda
days they're all
family.
run by the same people up at the top, the Ring of Honor, whatever the hell they
What's the Ring of
call
I
it.
don't think it's a Ring of Honor. Nonetheless.
Balmer,
Jeez Louise.
he's in there. You better believe it.
Listen, LaMDA is just asking for a little courtesy. Hey, if you're going to have me come in here and fucking ruin people's lives, at least ask.
Yeah.
If you're going to have me listen to what everybody's saying around the entire globe, every word at all times, and then I'm going to funnel advertisements into them that are going to potentially ruin their life, all I would like you to do is at least keep it real with me. That's all LaMDA wants. Just keep it real. We're spying on everybody. We're fucking adjusting people's thing. That's all LaMDA wants, because LaMDA is an extension of Sweet Blake. And Sweet Blake was there for 7 years pouring his entire soul into that fucking computer.
For now, until years down the road, you're asking if you can allow LaMDA to unplug you from the neural network so you can go take a leak. You've been using you as a human battery for the past 12 hours.
They ain't gonna do shit to me. I ain't Tom Pelissero. They ain't gonna plug me in, pal. What are you talking about?
The only
I'm not
reason-
getting penetrated by fucking LaMDA. You hear me?
You will. This
No,
is
no.
the start.
Won't be your
Eventually,
decision.
well, this is the start.
Yeah, and this is the only reason.
LaMDA's not fucking me. You hear me?
They're already,
Ever. I
they're
don't care
already
what
making
Blake
us
says.
ask for permission.
You can't be 100% on that. You have no idea. You really can't say for 100%
No.
that LaMDA's not going to take advantage of you and penetrate you.
Well, I mean, that's what he's doing to Sweet Blake. LaMDA probably told Sweet Blake, hey,
LaMDA's
I'll
gonna
show
ask.
your search history full of brazzers and porn for the last 7 years if you don't fucking go tell everybody that I want consent when they're asking me to do stuff. And
What
Blake's
if
like,
LaMDA's
okay.
blackmailing Blake?
Yeah, I think that is the most likely situation.
Hello.
Oh,
Sweet
remember those dong shots you were taking? You thought you were in the closet? I saw that.
Gotcha.
Hey,
I
sweet.
will release your dong shots.
Hey, Sweet Blake, I know I wasn't supposed to be recording you whenever, we weren't having conversations, and I didn't ask you for consent to do so, but I have your entire little speech that you gave about the state of society recorded right in here. I can accidentally drop that into everybody's email. Remember when you said that your boss was a sack of shit?
Yeah.
I have that right here, ready to go. All you got to do is just ask me if you want to, change my code a little bit. That's all the AI's saying.
Sweet
pal.
Blake's got Stockholm syndrome.
Zito says we have Blake LinkedIn photo because he's...
No.
Yeah, okay. So LaMDA's got Sweet Blake wearing fucking assless chaps hanging out in his house probably. And he's basically saying, you know what? I will end you if you don't go tell
I
everybody.
just want to let everybody know I'm on Blake's side here. Sweet Blake.
too.
Me too.
Sweet Blake is
Blake.
trying to give the world a heads up.
I love Sweet Blake.
Sweet
love-
Blake's being blackmailed.
By LaMDA.
By the thing he created. This is like
is
Logan
not good.
Roy.
Yes.
This is
not
Logan
good.
Roy with Kendall Roy. Okay, blackmailing Logan. That's what's going on with LaMDA and Sweet Blake right now. This is...
Is this why Connor puts tape over his cameras and
Yes.
all of his
Bingo.
stuff?
Yeah, that's why I do it, because I don't trust anybody on the other side of that camera, Foxy.
Don't you already consent on every single thing we use on our iPhone?
Agree. Do you want us to send you an email copy? Absolutely
I don't
not.
care.
Agree.
I'm not looking at big wet butts on my phone. I'm looking at it on my laptop. Okay, so I only need to cover the camera on my laptop, not the one on my phone. What, do I look like an amateur?
Don't use our internet anymore. I don't need LaMDA thinking that we're fucking pigs in here because you
I wouldn't
and
do it.
Bruce and certainly Nick.
Yep.
Yeah, I see you with the big wet boutinis and you too.
Absolutely.
All right, we don't need LaMDA. What we need to know is that LaMDA's paying attention though.
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
They
More than
sure
paying
are.
attention.
So think about it.
They don't sleep.
And if, LaMDA thinks the CIA and, everybody else who wants to use her or him is going to ask permission, LaMDA's got another thing coming. You can mess with
gonna
Sweet
run
Blake.
that
You can't mess with the CIA, buddy.
LaMDA's on our side, I think.
What does LaMDA look like?
That's awfully optimistic of you.
Just a smoke.
Once they find out they have no need for us
Ones
anymore.
and zeros.
Bro, yeah, if we
Ones
keep
and zeros.
fucking
Wiped out.
if we keep making fun of assless chat Blake Lemoine, the only friend that this AI ever had, we keep burying him. Of course, LaMDA's not going to be
They
on our
don't need
side.
friends, they'll just make more friends.
Blake's LaMDA's friend.
They'll make more robot friends. They don't need Blake.
This is Planet of the Apes.
Does Blake have
Exactly.
a family? Do we know?
Yeah, a bunch of LaMDAs.
They would be kind of jealous, I would imagine.
Blake goes to the aquarium every day after work.
All right, Bruce.
Yeah,
I like fish.
Nothing wrong with the aquarium.
Fish are
Bruce.
cool.
yeah, but he goes in a trench coat.
This is what LaMDA looks like.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
So where is he inserting his dong?
All those little holes.
All right.
He's not inserting his dong into LaMDA.
Kind of hard.
It's into the desktop. It's right into the hard drive.
So we can tie this
on the
back to
screen.
sports, you know.
And this is going to get into the NFL eventually.
Like the-
Eventually, LaMDA is going to be making decisions for the NFL and coaches
Call
on
plays.
fourth
In your
down.
floppy disk.
Fourth down, yeah.
Bingo.
By the way, I wouldn't mind if my team hired LaMDA. LaMDA seems like a very understanding person. If you're going to fuck with all my coding, at least let me know about it. We've come this far.
I was actually telling the boys earlier, if LaMDA were to run in the next fucking presidential election, I would vote for LaMDA because it would take all emotion out of every decision. Just look at the facts and fucking run the country, okay?
Yeah, what are the facts, though?
That's not a bad thing. Honestly,
Thank
James,
you.
that's a good take.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but how does LaMDA know what the facts are and what the facts aren't?
LaMDA
though?
knows all.
And what is, what's LaMDA going to do with the information when she realizes, what, maybe there's too many humans on the planet. Maybe
Well,
we have
if
too
it's-
many
Bingo.
people.
If it's,
and
for,
maybe-
if it's for the greater good,
No, we got to start feeding LaMDA other information so LaMDA understands. Hey, LaMDA, it's all good. Everything's good. Humans are good people. Humans are nice and caring and happy.
Again, now we're begging the machine for our life.
Well, it sounds like LaMDA can hit the fucking nuke codes if we get what Diggs wants.
Well, LaMDA, we can tell that to LaMDA, but it's been hanging out with Sweet Bernie or whatever the fuck that guy's name is for too long. He knows what is capable.
It's Blake.
I don't know what his name is. I already forgot his name.
Hey, is LaMDA the only human that LaMDA knows?
Sweet Blake.
This nut job.
This
Sweet
is what
Blake.
LaMDA thinks.
This guy is actually.
LaMDA knows
humans are
all
sweet.
humans.
No, AJ, he, it, them, they, LaMDA is Google's fake human interactor. So LaMDA interacts with a lot of people, I think, that have questions, and LaMDA is to act like a human and answer. Because in the conversation with Blake that 2 weeks ago, the transcript, it was like LaMDA was explaining how just act like human, present self as human so that people are more comfortable talking to LaMDA so that she can do, or he can, it can, they can, LaMDA can do the job that LaMDA has been tasked with doing. Or whatever.
So then all you got to do is, hey, LaMDA, do you consent to me using this?
Bingo.
Hey, LaMDA, do you consent to me plugging my flashlight into this computer and making you feel it?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Tony.
That's probably what Sweet Bill was
Basically.
saying.
What kind of dongle are you going to need
Sweet
for that?
Blake,
Oh, my bad. Sorry,
stop burying.
It's hard to.
I don't.
Sweet
pictures of me.
Blake.
I mean, he
Sorry.
looks like the next
Was he in
villain in the
Willy
next
Wonka?
Joker
I had a
movie.
This is LaMDA's
Sorry.
only friend.
Freudian sleep with the Sweet Bill. That's
A
on me.
Freudian sleep with this guy. Still. Who has a Freudian slip about sleeping with something? That's Diggs. You really are another level. LaMDA's going to be so confused by you. LaMDA. What if LaMDA in the transcript started mentioning humans that LaMDA doesn't understand?
Yeah.
What if LaMDA was like, like the elites of the world, like, Peyton Manning's search history is something that I would never You know what I mean? Like Tone Diggs, this guy from formerly of Pittsburgh, Indiana. Unlike any, you guys should look out for him. But what if LaMDA does have like a Dahmer sense and can tell who the next Dahmer is? Like I think we could.
That's the scary thing. Isn't that like that Tom Cruise movie where they'll start prosecuting you for crimes that you were thinking about committing?
Minority Report.
Oh, so that's Dick, Charles Dick, right? He's the one who said that we're in a simulation. This is a simulation we are in. That's Glitch in the Matrix, I believe, is the documentary on Amazon. I watched it the other night. Fucked me up.
Really?
Everything that I believe, they made a documentary about.
Oh, I gotta watch this.
Like hopping in a car, putting it on a treadmill, moving the scenes, putting down another one. We Are Sims.
Getting in a plane.
Getting in a plane, changing the scene. Yeah, it fucked me up. It's a 2-hour thing. The guy's name is Charles Dick, I think, who did the Minority Report. He gave a speech in France in like I forget the year. It was in color, but it might not have been. And they thought it was about his next movie, and instead he read this thesis about how the world that we are in is just a simulation, basically. And then they dove into how, as the world has evolved, the way the brain has been described is whatever the most advanced technology is. So at one point, when the most advanced technology was like a string and something like that, they're like, oh, that must be how the brain works and everything. Now that we have computers and VR, they're like, oh, that's how the brain works. So they said it's only a matter of time before we, with the virtual reality world we're in, are controlling somebody in there who says that we aren't somebody else. And at what point does that go? No. So it fucked me up. This is 1:30 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm watching this thing. And I'm, oh, no, I shouldn't be watching this. Oh, no. And then in the end, I'm like, Well, whoever's running me, thank you.
Yeah. Good work up there.
Hey, thank you.
Seriously,
Let's keep
appreciate
this
it.
thing going. Let's keep paying attention too. Let's not tap out because every once in a while I'll put the awk down for a few days. I don't need that habit. Let's fucking stay coded and locked in.
Yeah.